Alright, hello YouTubers. Today I'm going to be making the fudge brownie recipe that's on the recipe book thing that I previously uploaded. So I hope you enjoy this video. Okay. So I've gathered the ingredients, which is I've got 200 gram packet of dark cooking chocolate. I haven't got cooking chocolate at the moment, so I'm just going to use the 90% cocoa chocolate, dark chocolate. It needs 200 grams of butter, which I've got here. 3 eggs, which I've got here. Caster sugar, plain flour, which is in there. Oh, so I don't need that. Okay, and cocoa powder. Okay, so I got all my ingredients. I got a mixing bowl, I bought some measuring spoons. So, and I've prepared a tray here, and just in case it spills over, I put another tray underneath it. Let's get started. Okay. So first step is to preheat the oven to 160 C. So preheat it now. It's 160. Be there. There's nothing in there. Alright. Preheat oven. Alright. Brush a slab pan with melted butter. I've just used canola oil spray and then put the baking paper on top of that. That should work fine. Allow the sides to overhang. This stops it sticking from the pan and makes the brownie easy to remove from the pan, which is what I've done. This is the fudge brownie recipe. In the book I uploaded in one of my previous videos, so check that out if you miss any steps. Melt the chocolate and butter in a large heat-proof bowl. So I'm going to put them in this, or can I put them in? It is heat-proof, but I'm just going to do it in the microwave. It says do it over saucepan, but it'll be easier over the microwave, I reckon. Yeah. So just dark chocolate, I'm mixing a small bit, but I'll have to do. Always make sure you wash your hands before you're cooking, especially if you're cooking with other people. I've already washed my hands a couple of times before chopping the food. Okay. Chocolate. The chocolate was in the bowl. And we need to get the butter. How much butter did it want? 200 grams. So I've got scales. Okay, scales. So I just love these scales. Okay. Not really, that was sarcasm, if you didn't notice. I would rather work with digital scales, so a bit easier for me. Anyway, 200 grams asking for butter, so I'll get out another spoon. 200 grams of butter. Should be about that, roughly. Get it in there. No, it's more than that. I should probably just put it straight in this. I don't think that's gonna... Yeah, alright, I'm going to put it straight in there. Because this can go in the microwave, it's microwavable. Always check the bottom of your bowl though to make sure they're microwavable before putting them in the microwave. Oh, come on. Here's where this ruined the whole thing. Whoops. I think I just ruined the recipe. Okay, some more. I shouldn't have tried the balls yet. Stupid me. Yeah, that's about 200 grams. Hang on. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the butter out for a sec. I'll just fix this problem. Hang on. Yeah, so that's 200 grams of butter. So it says to melt it in a large saucepan, a large heat-proof bowl over a saucepan filled with simmering water. So I'm just gonna put it straight in the microwave. I'm just gonna double check that the bowl's at the microwave through. I think it is. I hope it is. Okay, and I'll put it in for a minute or two. I'll keep an eye on it. Just moving my hand. Lifting it. Okay. The butter to the side. Alright, now I'm gonna check what the next step is, so I know what I'm doing next. It says to stir it with a metal dry spoon. Okay, so this is metal dry still. Cool. Object, check on this for a sec. And then it melts some more. Alright. Doing good. I'm doing this. Okay, so I've had it in there for about 2 minutes now, so I'm going to check on it again. And, well, 1:30. I've had it in there for about 1:30 now. I'm just going to give it about 40 more seconds, I reckon. Should do it. In the meantime, I'm just gonna no. I'm gonna need any of this. Yeah, alright, I'm going to put these away. I can just measure it all. Put these away. Alright, so we've got caster sugar, plain flowers in there. Oh god, I left onto it's all good. It's come out looking decent. Right, so it says stir it, right? Stir with a dry metal spoon, yeah. And then it says to whisk the eggs and egg yolks into a jug until combined. Oh, okay. So I'll go grab that bowl again and I'll just mix them in there together. Whisk them with a fork or something. Alright. Yeah. I'll whisk them with a fork. Alright, so got this. And I'll just put the rubbish egg yolks on top of that so I don't make a mess on the bench. I mean eggshells. Try not to get any shell in your bowl. Quickly dispose of the rubbish. Give my hands a quick wash. They got hand wash up there. This isn't yet. Yeah, the place I'm cooking at the moment, I'm just living at temporarily, so I'm just going with the flow here. I'm not trying to change any of that stuff. So whisk the eggs together, like so. So it says whisk the eggs until combined. Okay. Allow the chocolate mixture to cool slightly before adding the egg mixture. Okay. Oh, alright. Yeah, allow the... Alright, so whisk, whisk, whisk. Keep on whisking those eggs. Give them a really good whisk until they look nice and combined-ish. And I'll give this another stir to make sure it's all stirred in there. Let me just check it. It's a little warm. Ooh, it's a lot of chocolate. Yeah, so we're just gonna let that cool for a minute. I'll check the next step though. You're gonna allow it to cool slightly. The chocolate mixture is too hot. The egg may start to cook and scramble. And then you gotta, once it cools a bit, you gotta add the egg to it and stir it to combine. To combine the sugar, flour. Okay, so combine the sugar and flour into a large bowl. So I'm going to put that on the scales. I'm going to measure all my ingredients into the bowl and mix it together like it says to. Basically the same as what it says to do. Once I've done my eggs and mixed them in, that's my large bowl. So I'm gonna, yep, so how much does it need again? 270 grams of caster sugar, 115 grams of plain flour, and 35 grams of cocoa. Oh. This is going to be a lot of cocoa because this is 90% cocoa dark chocolate I'm using. 2 bars of it. Plus then it wants another whatever grams of cocoa powder. 35 I think it says. Yeah, 35 grams. Okay. I'm guessing it's ready now because you wouldn't want to wait here for hours or it might set or something. Alright, so we're going to get our eggs in there. Alright, wish me luck. Alright, get this over here. Alright, then we're going to combine this together. Yeah. I think that looks alright, I can't tell. I never really made fudge brownies before, this is the first time I made this recipe. So, it looks okay, a little lumpy, but it's okay. Alright, so combine. Keep stirring, keep stirring, keep stirring those eggs. And then combine the sugar and flour. Okay, we're going to put it on the scales, set it to 0, like you would. So we're going to start with the sugar. Is that the caster sugar? Yeah, caster sugar. Alright, 270 grams of sugar. Grab your clean spoon, not the mixing spoon, because you don't want to put your mixing spoon in there. That would be crazy. 270 grams. Now that's about 270 grams. Right. This is still pretty clean, so I'll just reuse this one for now. Put these away. Alright, next it asks for the flour, so set it back to 0. The flour was 115 grams, so that's about there, right? It's plain flour, right? Yeah, plain flour. I don't know if we got that much plain flour left. I'm gonna have to go get some more flour. Just one more sec. I don't have enough of it. Crap. There we go. Right. Looks like it's only gonna be partly gluten-free. Okay. This should be fine. 115 grams, was it? Yeah. Alright, keep going. Keep going. A little bit more. Yeah, it's about 115 grams. Alright, get that lid back on. Go to the side. Hopefully we don't need the side. Alright, take this off. It says to combine them all, so combine. Combine the sugar and flour in a large bowl. Sift the cocoa powder. Add the chocolate mixture. And just do it right. Should be fine. I improvise sometimes when I'm cooking if I've got a good feeling it will work out. The other week I just made a chocolate pudding, self-saucing pudding. I just made everything from scratch basically and it worked out really well. I made a very nice pudding, which I ate and it was really nice, served with some ice cream. Once I used the sauce for the first one, which I also had ice cream with too. This is going to be so chocolatey. I mean, God, look at that. Alright, I'm going to get the sifter out. I don't want to the recipe, so I'm going to get the sifter. Normally I don't sift my green much, but I don't want to screw it up, so how much do I go up? 35 grams. That's not too much. Alright, so that's about 35 there, 20, 35, yeah. Here's what we're going to do. Let's slowly tip it into the sifter. I'm going to sift away. I'm going to get a spoon and we're just going to carefully press down on the cocoa to flatten it out so it goes through. And that should be 35 grams. No. I think it is, it's just not hitting it, not working properly. It's not measuring it very well. Alright. I think that's more than 35 grams now. But anyway, I'll have to work with them, I guess. I should take that off. We'll just go to the side now because we don't need that anymore. Sweeten the cocoa flour, add the chocolate mixture and stir until just combined. Okay. Don't overstir it or get tough, apparently. I'm going to try and do more recipe videos for you guys. So. Probably best not wearing a jumper in the kitchen. It's cold today, so. Get it off the side. Make sure it's all in there. And that is about just combined, I guess. Alright, now what does it say to do it? Pour into prepared pan and smooth the surface. Bake for 45 to 50 minutes. Alright, this oven's horrible, so I'm gonna give it... Oh, and I didn't even turn it on yet, so it didn't preheat. So I'm gonna give it an extra 5 minutes. So I'm gonna give it 55 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna put it in the pan. And because it's plain flour, it won't rise. It might rise a little, I'm not sure. Because of the caster sugar or something, I don't know. If it does, it does, I guess. It should be fine. This should probably be nice served with some vanilla ice cream and blueberries or something. I reckon. Thankfully we have some vanilla ice cream in the freezer. And some lemonade. Don't have any blueberries at the moment. It's still something, alright, so just move it out. To the pan. Hopefully this works. I don't want to make some sludgy mess when it comes out. Alright. So get as much of this through as you can. And lick the spoon if you really want to, but I don't know. I'm gonna get this in now. We'll get it in. Oven. We're gonna open our oven. This one's a fan forced oven. Okay, so here I am checking the brownies. I'll just go for a quick check. So basically, when you're working with cake and brownies and stuff, there should be barely anything on the top. It said that there needs to be a little bit of crust or whatever come off, and there it is, so that's good. So they're perfect now. So I'll get them cut out and I'll put them in the container and some in a snapbook bag to freeze. Ready.